Finally, we also have to go to this step. Are you ready? This slow as the AI is about to break through SAO. Wei Lin can praise this master of mine. It's not easy. The mystery is scary. This is the reason why you are a brother. We keep looking at the enemy. How you broke through right in our public domain SAO. What's that direction? Pharmacy tablet.
As we all know, under normal circumstances, a cultivator can only possess one nascent soul. Once the nascent soul is destroyed, that cultivator is considered completely finished, because the nascent soul is transformed from the golden core, and one golden core corresponds to one nascent soul. However, Han Li's case is a little different, because he possesses two nascent souls. This isn't because his golden core is a twin type, but because he cultivated a special secret art called the Illusory Soul Transformation Grand Art. So, what was the process for Han Li to obtain two nascent souls? Please watch this video from 1991 review to the end to find out the details. Don't forget to give me a like and subscribe to the channel. After returning to the Heavenly South region from scattered star seas and weathering many storms, Han Li finally advanced to the nascent soul stage. Right after forming his nascent soul, he remembered his promise to Qin Yi to make the Fu clan completely disappear. Han Li doesn't make promises easily, but once he does, he is certain to fulfill them. Therefore, having just entered the nascent soul stage, he single-handedly annihilated the entire Fu clan. When Han Li brought the head of the Fu clan's ancestor to the place where Qin Yi was in seclusion, he discovered that she had already made arrangements. A woman was entrusted with a small box. After confirming that the Fu clan had been destroyed, this woman gave the box to Han Li. Inside were several formation plates and a scroll containing a secret art called the Illusory Soul Transformation Grand Art. The purpose of the secret art is precisely to refine a second nascent soul. The second nascent soul is different from the out-of-body avatar that Han Li had previously cultivated. An out-of-body avatar is basically just a high-level puppet, whereas a cultivator who masters the Illusory Soul Transformation Grand Art will possess two completely independent nascent souls. Even if one is destroyed, the other can continue to exist. If a body could be found for the second nascent soul, it could also be considered another Han Li, equivalent to having an extra life. For someone as famously afraid of death as Han Li, he would certainly not pass up this secret art. However, the Illusory Soul Transformation Grand Art is fundamentally a demonic art. Its characteristic is that it doesn't create a nascent soul from scratch, but rather transfers one. It requires the cultivator to seize the nascent soul of another cultivator and then use their spiritual sense to assimilate it, making that nascent soul their own. So, the question is, whose nascent soul would Han Li seize? Actually, the original work makes this clear. On his way to destroy the Fu clan, Han Li encountered a demonic little girl who was devouring the nascent spirit of a Foundation establishment cultivator and loudly declared her intention to devour Han Li's nascent soul as well. This girl was an artificial spirit soul created by the spirit controlling sect, called the Ultimate with Spirit Soul. There are 5 types of these spirit souls: Ultimate Metal, Ultimate Wood, Ultimate Water, Ultimate Fire, and Ultimate Earth. These artificial nascent souls can be inherited by core formation cultivators, allowing them to wield the power of the nascent soul stage. However, this particular Ultimate with Spirit Soul had developed its own consciousness, secretly learned countless secret techniques, and had even killed a pseudo-nascent soul stage cultivator before being captured by a great cultivator of the spirit-controlling sect. Han Li encountered it during its second escape. Seeing that she could devour nascent spirits, Han Li thought she was a demonic entity and immediately attacked with the evil-warding divine lightning. But she neither dodged nor defended, as she was fundamentally unafraid of this type of divine lightning. The attack was completely ineffective. Han Li then unleashed more than 10 flying swords, but she remained motionless. The azure bamboo cloud swarm swords instantly shredded the spirit soul, but after a strange laugh, she reformed to her original state. Just as she was about to counterattack, Han Li acted first, releasing a large amount of evil-warding divine lightning from his swords, which formed an electric net that enveloped and easily sealed her. Although the Ultimate with Spirit Soul was an artificial nascent soul, it was no different from one formed through cultivation. Han Li performed the assimilation technique, turning it into his second nascent soul. However, this was only a preliminary assimilation. It would take several decades to fully complete. Notably, the Ultimate with Spirit Soul was originally a female child, but after being assimilated, the second nascent soul took on Han Li's appearance. A complete transformation in terms of thought, appearance, and even gender, creating an entirely new being. However, possessing a second nascent soul also carried the latent danger of it, betraying the master. This nascent soul needed to be periodically assimilated, otherwise, it could easily develop the intention to replace the main nascent soul. During this process, the second nascent soul could only immediately stay inside Han Li's body. Thanks to this, Han Li was able to inadvertently counter Great Development Divine Monarch. When Han Li went to Far West to find the later levels of the Great Development Art, he was ambushed by the Divine Monarch using the Seven Emotions Art. This divine ability specializes in attacking the nascent soul. Anyone hit by it would have their 7 emotions and 6 desires linked to the Divine Monarch, falling under his control. It might not sound overly powerful, but it's akin to Zhang Wuji controlling Zhao Min by tickling her. If Han Li had truly been hit, the Divine Monarch could have made him ecstatic to the extreme without even taking off his shoes. But what the old man didn't expect was that Han Li had 2 nascent souls, so the sneak attack landed on the second nascent soul, and naturally he was no match for Han Li. To make the second nascent soul useful, when Han Li reached the mid-nascent soul stage, he fully assimilated it and had it cultivate the profound Yin demonic chi from profound Yin scripture. This transformed it into a small, dark green boy, known as the second demonic soul or Little Black. Because it cultivated a demonic art, Han Li gave the ghostly Luo banner to the second nascent soul to use. When Han Li left the heavenly south to go to the Great Jin, while crossing the heavenly grasslands, he inadvertently revealed his gold-devouring beetles. The Tu Ju tribe considered the beetles to be sacred insects and greedily hunted Han Li for them. To escape, Han Li had the second nascent soul, and the ghostly Luo banner split off to act as a decoy. At this time, the second nascent soul was only at the early nascent soul stage, carrying the Blood Devil sword and the ghostly Luo banner, but its pursuer was a late nascent soul stage great cultivator. The outcome was predictable. The second nascent soul was heavily injured and only managed to escape thanks to the wood evasion art. Although it escaped, its injuries were so severe that it almost dissipated, saved only by the ghostly Luo banner activating its massive protecting ability. After recovering, the second nascent soul wanted to return to Han Li, but couldn't sense him, as Han Li was also heavily injured and had sealed himself away. The two were separated for several decades, during which the second nascent soul gradually developed its own consciousness and conceived the idea of replacing Han Li. It entered the Devilfall Valley, occupied the body of a heaven-shaken corpse puppet that Han Li had refined, and then used demonic chi infusion to break through to the mid-nascent soul stage. Knowing that Han Li had many tricks up his sleeve, it planned to enter the 10,000-fathom demon abyss to continue its cultivation and break through to the late stage, aiming to have enough power to confront him. The method the second nascent soul used to increase its cultivation was demonic chi infusion, a secret art from profound Yin scripture that allows for rapid cultivation progress, but can easily give rise to inner demons and the risk of the body exploding from the demonic chi. However, since its body was a demonic corpse, it wasn't afraid of exploding, and the inner demons were somewhat resisted by the great development art. As the second nascent soul prepared to leave Devilfall Valley, it discovered 3 female core formation cultivators. It initially intended to kill them, but after capturing them, realized they were acquaintances of Han Li, his little wife Mu Peeling, his disciple Lu Yu, and senior sister Song, the #1 beauty of the masked moon sect. To gain more bargaining chips, he imprisoned 3 in a secret chamber, forcing them to weave cloth while he himself went to the 10,000-fathom demon abyss. By this time, Han Li had already reached the late nascent soul stage and was returning from the scattered star seas with his disciple Tianqiner. After learning that his little wife had disappeared in Devilfall Valley, he personally went to search for her. He discovered traces of profound Yin demonic chi and immediately deduced that the second nascent soul was behind it. After some searching, Han Li rescued the 3 women. At the same time, the second nascent soul, which was undergoing chi infusion in the 10,000-fathom demon abyss, sensed him. It had been wary of Han Li, thinking its master was still at the mid-nascent soul stage and calculating that even if discovered, it would take him 2 months to arrive, while it only needed 1 month to complete the process. But it didn't know that Han Li was now a late nascent soul stage great cultivator, practically invincible below the spirit transformation stage. After deducing and confirming its location, Han Li immediately set off. A journey that should have taken 2 months took him only 1. When he found the second nascent soul, Han Li discovered it had been driven mad by its inner demons, mainly due to the psychological pressure of knowing Han Li was approaching and the fact that its great development art was only cultivated to the 2nd level, insufficient to resist the inner demons. Having lost its sanity, the second nascent soul controlled the demonic corpse to attack Han Li. Han Li waved his tri-flame fan, and a 3-color firebird flew out. The demonic corpse shot a frantic beam of light to counter it. Han Li immediately executed the wind and thunder wings technique, appeared behind the corpse, and sent it flying with a single punch. The demonic corpse and the firebird collided and disintegrated. Just as Han Li was about to retrieve the second nascent soul, a blood-red ball of light exploded, and a pitch-black nascent soul flew out. It was the second nascent soul, having regained its senses. It immediately self-detonated the Blood Devil sword. then the ghostly Luo banner, to buy more time and successfully escape from the 10,000-fathom demon abyss. But Han Li had already set up a formation at the exit. The moment the second nascent soul emerged, it fell into the trap. It used demonic chi to form two giant swords to break the formation, and then used teleportation to leave. However, at that exact moment, a flash of lightning appeared beside it, and Han Li materialized. The second nascent soul continued to teleport, but the law-annihilating eye, which specialized in countering teleportation, appeared on Han Li's forehead. A beam of black light shot out, instantly forcing the second nascent soul to reveal itself, and Han Li captured it with the Heaven Void Cauldron. If you often read novels, you'll probably feel that the process of Han Li subduing the second nascent soul was a bit too smooth. In truth, this part could have been written much more compellingly. The key isn't the fight itself, as Han Li had the evil warding divine lightning to counter it. The crucial point is that Han Li's growth was largely thanks to the small green bottle. It was his greatest support and also his greatest weakness. If the second nascent soul had known about the small green bottle and used it to threaten Han Li, things might have turned out very differently. However, according to the author Wang Yu, the second nascent soul was not yet aware of its existence at this time. After recapturing the second nascent soul, Han Li used a secret technique from the Great Development Divine Monarch to have it control a late nascent soul stage puppet. To prevent betrayal, Han Li placed over 10 restrictions on it, allowing him to paralyze the puppet with a single thought. From then on, the second nascent soul participated in all major battles. Besides fighting, it also handled internal affairs like planting spirit herbs, raising spirit beasts, and receiving disciples. When Han Li ascended to the spirit realm, he left the puppet for Nangong Wan. The second nascent soul also lost its body, but there was a silver lining. When Han Li crossed realms, he dispersed the second nascent soul to nourish his own body, which was suffering from the effect of the Ice Phoenix's restriction. After recovering his cultivation, Han Li refined the second nascent soul again, but its cultivation was still only at the mid-nascent soul stage, so it could only help manage the medicine garden. When Han Li switched to cultivating the provoked Saint True Devil Art and refined the provoked Saint Golden Body, the second nascent soul finally found a great purpose. It resided within the Golden Body, borrowing the demonic chi there to cultivate. At the same time, the profound demonic chi it absorbed inadvertently tempered the Golden Body, truly killing two birds with one stone. To help the second nascent soul keep up with his own pace, the author arranged a great opportunity for it in the Guanghan realm. Here, Han Li discovered a high platform with a grand chair. Being cautious, he had the second nascent soul control the Golden Body to sit on it and chant an incantation. Instantly, a golden pillar of light enveloped the Golden Body, and countless amounts of pure spiritual energy poured in frantically, causing the second nascent soul's cultivation to skyrocket like a rocket, breaking through from mid-nascent soul stage directly to the spirit transformation stage. Afterward, the pillar of light began to transfer spiritual power to Han Li himself, and both of their cultivation level soared, simultaneously reaching the peak of the void refinement stage. From then on, the second nascent soul could do everything from fighting to handling internal affairs. On one occasion, while being pursued by two avatars of a devilish patriarch, Han Li used his old trick again, letting the second nascent soul act as a decoy. Despite having a void refinement cultivation, it was no match and was quickly heavily injured, forced to self-detonate, preserving only a sliver of its remnant soul. After reuniting with Han Li, it recovered thanks to a large amount of medicine. When Han Li bathed in the spirit cleansing pond in the Devil Realm, he also let the second nascent soul and his other underlings enjoy it. Later, after obtaining a type of strange devilish metal, a dangerous stream of earthly fiend Yin-Chi appeared in Han Li's Dantian. At this moment, the second nascent soul once again proved useful. Han Li had it control the Golden Body, luring the Green Chi to take residence in the Golden Body's Dantian, thus resolving the crisis for himself. By the time Han Li advanced the Grand Ascension stage, the second nascent soul was still only at the Void Refinement stage, having almost no combat utility. It began to use the nascent soul pills to cultivate a nascent soul avatar and did not appear again until the end of the Mortal Realm arc. In summary, although different, both the second nascent soul and the out-of-body avatar were life-saving measures for Han Li, increasing his combat power while also giving him an extra life. Compared to Chu Han, the second nascent soul was even more useful. Alright, that's all for today's content. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoy the content I create, don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to support me. If you have any suggestions or questions, please leave them in the comment section below. 1991. Review goodbye and see you again.